Don't you just love an old-fashioned Santa scene? This is a very friendly, warm-looking Santa. He kind of reminds me of the Coca-Cola Santa. This is Classic18-907. It's called St. Nick's Christmas List Luxury Topper Set. Let's take a look at what's included here. This is actually done in the style of a Deco Large. And those of you who have watched our videos and used Hunkydory kits know that Deco Large kits are designed in a way with lots of extra pieces, with the idea in mind that you'll layer all those pieces on the largest toppers on the set. Now, we often take those toppers and kind of distribute them, working largest to smallest, and make more than one card. And let's see, I'll show you how we've done that here. Here's another image of the Santa. Now, the first thing I do when I'm trying to decide how many cards I can get from a set is I compare the two and say, are they identical in terms of size and the layout? And the answer is yes, they are. So I can actually use this as an additional topper piece. So we'll get a second layered card from here. Now on this sheet, we also have these wonderful stockings that have the rich foiling around them. We have this beautiful red cardstock that's gorgeous. And then they also give us a sack of toys here and some nice green with light green, this little salmon colored stripe in the light green background. Let's see what we've done with these. Here's my largest Santa topper, and I'm actually going to show you both of these at once here for a moment, because you can see that I've taken the pieces and I've distributed them between this large topper where Hunkydory assumes we're going to put all of our toppers, and then that side border where I could take some of those pieces and fit them on to create dimension on two different cards. And I think this works out very effectively to give both of those cards a nice sense of dimension. So back to the big one here. I've taken that, the unfoiled piece, and first I've covered my 5x7 card with a piece of gold mirror board, and I've cut this slightly smaller, probably somewhere in the area of 6 3/4 by 4 3/4 to create my topper out of this piece of cardstock. Then I have layered my largest topper set on some foam squares behind this onto that cardstock. I have taken one of the tags, this one says Season's Greetings, off of the die cut foiled topper sheet, and I've glued and stuck some little sprigs down behind that to just kind of bring the green of the tree back into things. I've added 3 little gold rhinestones here and 3 little gold rhinestones there, and I thought that was quite pretty, just like it is. Inside, I've used a matching piece of insert paper. I've used one of those flourishes from Sticker King. Lots of you have those in your collection because we sent them to you for Christmas last year. And we have the festive wishes. If you need more of these, we still have some in the store. We don't have a forever supply though, and those have been discontinued. So if you love these flourishes, get them while they last. Beautiful. Next up, we'll go back to that second piece. And again, he comes from right here. Okay, so we've taken a 4x6 card, European A6. We've cut this to be slightly smaller. Now, when I say European A6, it's approximately 4x6, and the measurements will vary just a little bit from company to company. So I hate to give you a definite, it's 4x6. It really depends on the company. So just measure your cards and then measure this topper to be slightly smaller, somewhere between 1/4 and 1/2 inch smaller, depending on the border size you want. Create your topper, layer it up with your remaining pieces. I put foam squares behind this little Keep Christmas in Your Heart off the topper sheet, stuck some little sprigs behind that because I think that's really attractive, especially in these red and green kinds of scenes. I added some little stars just for interest. Now this is a good place to use up like some of your leftover dot and do stickers. You might have little different shapes, and if you have little uniform shapes, you can do those in a variety of colors, a variety of styles, and they turn out really pretty. This is a great way to use up some of your leftover dot and do though. If you're not sure what I'm talking about with dot and do, check out our dot and do video here on YouTube. Here's our matching insert. I love these matching inserts. It just looks so classy when you open it up, and the same patterns on the inside. And here's our next one, and I really, really like this card. We've made an easel card out of some of the smaller toppers. I just thought this was just cute. I've never done this before where I had the ribbon sticking up, and I love that look. On the inside, I've actually used a piece of my background card. You can still write on this with a Sharpie marker, but we'll probably have to write with a Sharpie marker on this because it's a glossy finish since I use cardstock. But I really wanted to get in those stockings, and I really liked this bag of toys, and I hadn't used it yet, so this was a perfect place. I cut out the bag of toys and moved it to the inside of this card. And this says, "Have a joy-filled Christmas" on my little stopper tag here. Put a couple little stars. On the outside, we've used our round topper, we've used flourish, and some more little stars. Again, this would be a great place for those little dot and do leftovers. I've used a piece of this that I had left over, and I just created a ribbon out of that. That's about 1 inch wide. And then I put that on some mirror board, and then I just clipped it with a little whale tail like it was ribbon. And to do the outside of this is actually really easy. I've taken my 4x6 card, I've scored it in the middle, and then I cut this to match the size of my card, but then I cut it in half and applied half to each side. Then when I put my toppers on, I attach them so they're only attached on the lower side. And that way you can actually take this cute when it's closed, but when you open it, you can stand it up, catch it on this little sentiment that I propped up on some foam tape so it will catch that. And we have that cute little easel card. Love this. This is actually probably one of my favorite easel cards because of this unusual ribbon. And like I said, I've never done that before. And this fits really well with the inside of the card. It says the stockings were hung by the chimney with care in hopes that St. Nicholas soon would be there. So having St. Nicholas reading his list and the stockings on the inside of the card, it just worked. I loved it. This kit was great fun. It was really easy to complete, but I'm really delighted with the results of all 3 of those cards. I really, really like them. And this set is available in our store, as are all the supplies to make it. If you aren't already a subscriber to our newsletter, I invite you to do that. There's a link in the comments section of this YouTube page. I'm Debbie from Simply Special Crafts, and we'll see you next time.